This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on the program for today. I'm Fatima Abubakar Oyibo. The headlines. Pegasus fires back as Shettima defends Dangote. Senate returns to plenary with packed agenda. Kaduna PDP suspends secretary over anti-party. And on the foreign scene, Israel-Hamas talks resume in Egypt. Details of the stories and more to come after the short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now to the news. Nigeria's Oil Workers Union Pegasus clashed with the presidency after Vice President Shettima criticized their strike over the sacking of unionized staff at Dangote refinery. The union warned it will strike again if workers are unfairly dismissed. The refinery claimed only a few staff were let go for misconduct. But the strike disrupted oil production and power supply nationwide. A government intervention led to the redeployment of affected workers and suspension of the strike. Despite the resolution, fuel queues remain and cooking gas prices are still high, selling for over 2,000 naira per kg in Lagos, far above the previous 900 naira. Meanwhile, after a 2-week delay, Nigeria Senate resumes plenary today with a full agenda, including long-awaited debate on security and electoral reforms. The postponement from September 23 to October 7th was reportedly to allow lawmakers to join Independence Day events. Key bills up for discussion, including the National Security Summit, Electoral Act amendments, and a 20-year-old proposal to create a budget research office for better fiscal oversight. Citizens have voiced concern over the delay, especially as insecurity continues to rise. The Senate leadership expressed regret over the short notice, urging lawmakers to prepare for urgent deliberations on stalled national priorities. In another development, the People's Democratic Party in Kaduna has suspended its state secretary, Saidu Adamu, over alleged misconduct and actions against party interests. The decision, announced by Publicity Secretary Maria Dogo, follows party constitutional guidelines and takes effect immediately. Adamu is barred from all party activities for 1 month while investigations proceed. The suspension was approved during a state working committee meeting held on October 6th. The party leaders reaffirmed their commitment to discipline and fairness under the leadership of State Chairman Edward Percy Marshall. You're still watching news analysis right here on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Still to come, Tinubu approves 4 trillion naira bond to clear Genco's debt. Details of this headline and more news content after a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back. And now on to business matters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved a 4 trillion naira bond to settle verified debts owed to power generation firms and gas suppliers, aiming to stabilize Nigeria's electricity market and attract fresh investment. The announcement was made by Power Minister Adebayo Adelabu at a summit in Abuja. Adelabu said the bond is part of a broader plan to revive the sector, including targeted subsidies for vulnerable households and reforms to improve efficiency and sustainability. He highlighted progress in tariff adjustment, which have boosted supply reliability and cut industrial energy costs. The minister also revealed that revenue in the power sector rose by 70% to 1.7 trillion naira in 2024, with projections exceeding 2 trillion naira for 2025. And now on to the foreign scene. Indirect talks between Israel and Hamas resumed in Egypt with a promising start, raising hopes for progress on President Donald Trump's 20-point peace plan for Gaza. Monday's meeting in Sharm el-Sheikh was described as constructive, with negotiators outlining a roadmap for continued dialogue. Hamas warned that ongoing Israeli airstrikes complicate efforts to negotiate the release of captives. Discussions focused on prisoner exchange, a ceasefire, and humanitarian aid, with key Hamas figures present despite surviving a recent assassination attempt. White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt said Trump is prioritizing an early exchange of hostages to build momentum for broader peace efforts, noting that technical teams are actively reviewing lists of those to be released. And now for sport news, let's join Arokotam.
Let's dive into the latest P&B Sports update. Former Nigerian Football Federation President Amaju Pinnick has made a sterling return to the global football leadership. FIFA has officially appointed him as the deputy chairperson of the men's national team's competitions committee, one of the most influential committees in world football. This appointment comes nearly 2 years after Pinnick narrowly lost his FIFA council election by a single vote. A setback many thought will end his global administrative journey. Instead, this marks a strong comeback from the Nigerian football executive. The committee, chaired by Robert Harrison of Paraguay, oversees all major FIFA men's tournaments, including the World Cup Under-20, Under-17, World Cups and the Olympic football tournament, the Freestyle World Cup and the Arab Cup. Now to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. Nigeria Flying Eagles have qualified for the round of 16 after playing a 1-1 draw with Colombia. The other results in their group saw Saudi Arabia draw 1-1 with Norway. That means Nigeria finishes third with 4 points and advances as one of the best third-place teams. In Group E, South Africa stunned the USA 2-1 to also book their place in the knockout stage, while France hammered New Caledonia 6-0. After the group stage, Africa will be represented by 3 nations: Nigeria, Morocco, and South Africa, while Egypt bows out of the competition. Well, that's a P&B Sports update. I'm Arokotam, and stay tuned.
Welcome back. We're on the line with Comrade Bitako Omar, who's joining us now via WhatsApp call, and he'll be unpacking this discussion, the investigative report by the ICRC that alleges that the Minister of Science and Technology and Innovation, Uche Naji, may have forged his University of Nigeria degree certificate and NYC discharge certificate. Comrade Bitako Omar, welcome. Thank you for joining us on our focus today.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My uncle.
Well,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Comrade, let's get right into it. What's your immediate reaction to this ICR report alleging that a serving minister forged both UNN and NYC certificates?
First of all, it is very, very unfortunate for a serving minister to forge university certificate as well as the most prestigious NYC certificate. If you look back, you will discover that this issue of university degree certificate by ministers and senior public officers in Nigeria, particularly the politicians, is becoming a recurrent situation, a recurrent circumstances. It is alarming. It is becoming very unfortunate for at this century, at this age, that you see senior citizens forging certificate in order to occupy sensitive position in the government. This is very, very unfortunate. Forging certificate in order to occupy sensitive position in the government. This is very, very unfortunate. We are in a country where you see citizens who are ready to be employed either in the army or in the police or in public services are being placed under strict condition of having 5 credits, including English and mathematics, to be recruited in Nigerian army to defend the sovereignty of the country, to put their life at stake in Nigerian police. The same thing with civil defense and other military organizations. Citizens are required to account for 5 credits, including English and mathematics. But here we are seeing ministers, individuals emerging as ministers at this time, coming over with forged certificate to occupy such positions, such sensitive positions. This circumstance is very, very unfortunate. It is not good. It embarrasses even the statue of Nigeria among the international community.
So, it's not just about the police or other paramilitary. I think most companies that you want to go and work with, they always ask for an SSC certificate that has that must have, you must have 5 credits, including maths and English. And there are some companies today that will never employ you until you have a first class degree. They don't take second class lower, they don't take third class, they only take first class degree and second class upper. And sometimes some of these situations might be that it's maybe some misfortune.
In fact, most places now they ask you to buy either the WAEC or the NECO result check, where you pay money for them to check to find out whether whether truly you are the one that in possession of this, then why should the same procedure not apply to these sensitive positions? Positions that are executive positions that people will not execute the policies of government and programs of government. And it is expected at this level that any politician who is going to be appointed or any technocrat who is going to be appointed, whether ministerial position or chairman or board of presidential or MTA agency or whatever sensitive position should be, I think the government should be able to verify thoroughly the certificate so presented by the individual nominee. This is what should be done. But in an event where you see a minister being flouted of certificate forgery, is very, very unfortunate. And this same minister is occupying a very sensitive position in society. I think something is wrong, something is not done properly as far as Nigeria is concerned. And this is making our country is laughable among in the eyes of the international community. You understand?
Yeah.
So look at the position that Mr. Nnaji is occupying. He's occupying the position of Minister of the Federal Republic, and not only Minister of the Federal Republic, but Minister of Science and Technology. Science and Technology to cry out loud. But presenting forged certificate. Where were the DSS? Don't forget, before you appointed a Minister of the Federal Republic, you are background check. There are usually profiling by the DSS, by the NIA, and what of you? These agencies are responsible for profiling who you are, your status quo as a citizen, and the positions and offices and all the activities you have so done before you are appointed. What happened then? Are we saying that there is complacency in that process? Are we saying that they were not able to track and discover that the minister presented false certificate or what? This university is existing in Nigeria. UNN is one of the most prestigious university and oldest university in Nigeria, for crying out loud. What happened? I think the security agencies in charge of profiling individuals who are to be appointed as ministers, as DGs of parastatals, chairman of board of parastatals, should be buried too. Should be reliable for not doing a thorough job in this respect.
Comrade, in your opinion, who bears greater responsibility? Is it the individual appointee who allegedly forged the credentials, or the system that failed to detect it?
It is the system. We have just said, innocent TV youths are being thoroughly checked. They are being thoroughly profiled before they are recruited into police, into army, into DSS, and what have you. But these senior citizens who are being appointed are not thoroughly checked. Are we saying that they do buy their way? Are we saying that these individuals are bribing the security agencies? And most of the times we have found out that the results are fake results. So something is wrong somewhere until and unless this system is put in place, accurately put in place, and unless the system is thoroughly handled, we shall always be embarrassing ourselves as a nation.
So, how do such scandals affect public trust and the integrity of government institutions, especially under President Tinubu's administration?
Yes, I think President Tinubu came with the slogan of Renew Hope.
Yes.
When we say we renew hope, he was aware that there are many things wrong about our country, there are many things wrong about the system in place in the country, and therefore he campaigned under the slogan of Renew Hope that he wants to change things. He wants things to be done following the due process, and he wants things to be done appropriately, adequately, and accurately. And for us to be seeing this is quite embarrassing. I think first of all, this minister has to step back. We have seen the former one-time minister of finance, I think during the first tenure of President Tinubu, Adeosun, who was challenged of certificate, NYC certificate forgery. She stepped down. She relinquished her position as the Minister of Finance. So similar, Nigerians expect similar things to happen to this Minister of Science and Technology. Mr. There should be no issue of bribery and corruption. There should be no issue of buying your way into the system. Every individual, every citizen of the country that is so appointed or so nominated for a political appointment, be it ministerial, be it chairman of an NDA, be it member of board of trustee, or maybe he is trying to contest, he should be thoroughly cross-checked. His background check has to be cross-checked, his manners, his behaviors in society, and as well his certificate that he presented should be thoroughly checked before he is finally being confirmed. I think the Senate should equally go ahead in their oversight function, where nominees are submitted into the National Assembly for screening. It is their duty for them to do an oversight function to check the background and certificate of those who are nominated for political appointment before they are being confirmed. This is what it should be done.
Thank you very much, Comrade Bitako Abubakar Omar, for sharing your thoughts on this sensitive but necessary conversation. Nigeria's credibility depends on the integrity of those who serve. When questions of forgery arise at the highest levels, it challenges not just the individuals involved, but the moral fabric of governance itself. Until the truth is fully established, Nigeria must keep demanding transparency and accountability and the rule of law. Thank you so much, Comrade Bitako Abubakar Umar, for joining us on the program. And that's our focus today. And that wraps up today's program. But before we go, the headlines again. Pengasan fires back as Shatima defends Dangote. Senate returns to plenary with packed agenda. Kaduna PDP suspends secretary over anti-party. And on the foreign scene, Israel-Hamas talks resume in Egypt. For more updates and in-depth analysis, follow Politics and Business Television on YouTube and Facebook. Connect with us on Instagram at PNBTV_English and TikTok at PNBTV_English. Remember to subscribe and stay informed. From me, Fatima Abubakar Oyibo, it's bye for now.